It's official. The Chargers have given Herbo a 5-year, $262.5 million contract. Not only that, Cheeto's back. We talked about earlier how Duke Tobin gave an update on Cheeto and his recovery. Well, he is back. He was removed from the PUP list today, and as of tomorrow, he will be at training camp, which is freaking amazing because it's the first day of training camp tomorrow. And you can see right here, he is doing some practices, so very excited about that. But with that being said, another thing to be excited about is that now that Herbo's contract is done, it does give a better framework for Joe Burrow's contract. Now, a lot of people are speculating that Justin Herbert would not get his contract until Joe Burrow got his contract. Now that that is all done and settled, Burrow's the only guy left who needs to get paid. And we might see a 5-year, $270 million deal for Joe Burrow. So here's what Ian Rappaport tweeted out. The Chargers and quarterback Justin Herbert has agreed to terms on a blockbuster 5-year extension worth $262.5 million per me and Mike, including monster guarantees to protect Herbert and lock him in for the future. When I hear monster guarantees, what I think about that is probably at least $210 million is guaranteed. We know Lamar Jackson, I think he got virtually guaranteed up to $190 million. So that's probably in that kind of ballpark range. So if we look at, Lamar Jackson's contract, but he was the most recent quarterback before Herbert to get his contract extended. He got a total of what? 260, not 260. I think his total contract was 260. So this is around around 2.5 million less than Lamar Jackson. So it might be very similar to what Lamar Jackson got. And it could be virtually guaranteed up to $190 million. Now, virtually guaranteed is a weird term to use, but pretty much it means that there is a certain amount that is guaranteed, $114 million for Lamar Jackson, and probably 135 actually guaranteed. And then 190, 60 of that is virtually guaranteed, which means that as long as you're on the active roster as of a certain date, then you are guaranteed all that money. So it just protects the team a little bit, where a player is like, hey, listen, I want to get $200 million guaranteed, but a team's like, listen, we don't want to contribute that much yet, so we're going to give you this set amount guaranteed, and then virtually, as long as you're on the active roster, we'll give you this amount guaranteed. So that's probably what's going to happen here. Now, it is 5 years, kind of like how Lamar Jackson got. Most likely, it will be that, and I believe he's on his 5th-year option this year. So, not his 5th year, this is his, he has, I think, 1 more year on his contract. Because I think this was his 3rd season, I want to say. No. This was his 5th-year option? Let me check. I also want to double check this. Where is the Chargers? Here we go. Let me just double check this. Justin Herbert. Okay, so he's going into his 2nd to last year. So he had 1 more year after this, which obviously was the 5th-year option. You know that because you can see it's fully guaranteed. So my guess is they're going to scrap this year, the 2023 year. His contract is going to start. Technically, it's going to be a 6-year contract. This is how Jalen Hurts did his contract too, where this is the first year of his contract. And then after this $29.5 million guarantee, then the next 5 years is going to be what he gets. So that's the 262.5. So technically speaking, this is probably going to end up being in a ballpark range of $290 million for 5 years, which is really freaking amazing for Herbo here. And again, the reason why they do this is because this is fully guaranteed anyway. You can't get out of this. Now, Jalen Hurts was not a first-round pick, so it's possible they don't do that and they just convert this to a signing bonus. But at this moment in time, I think they're probably going to give the 6-year so that they can just kind of push it out even more. Now, taking a look at this, let me do the math here because I'm not a mathematician, but it's around 5 by 5. 52.5 a year, which I believe Lamar Jackson, what did he get? 50 a year? I believe his annual is 52. So this is 52.5. This is literally point 0.5 above Lamar Jackson. That's absolutely crazy. So, and again, this is actually very important to these quarterbacks, right? It's not about like having the craziest contract of all time for a lot of these quarterbacks. It's literally just, hey, listen, he just got paid X amount. I want to make more than him. Like, I just want to make more than he does. And that's really what it comes down to. And that's exactly what Herbert got. He got just a tad bit more than Lamar Jackson. And Joe Burrow will probably get a tad bit more than Justin Herbert. So we'll probably, again, like I said before, we'll probably see the ballpark range of $265 million for 5 years for Joe Burrow. And now that this extension is done, again, like I said before, I don't think that Joe was waiting for Justin Herbert to sign or anything like that. I think they completely different circumstances. But I think now the Bengals have more of an understanding of, okay, so this is this is the contract that we're going to have to beat, right? This is where we're going to have to this is the starting point. We're going to have to go a tad bit higher than that. And now they know if they go to Joe and say, hey, Joe, this is all contract offer. $265, 5 years. There's probably a chance he'll accept that. Because then it's like, okay, well, we're just taking what the last guy got paid and extending it a little bit more. While when Justin Herbert was still on the table, they were like, ooh, let's wait to see what Justin gets. Because if Justin gets less money than Lamar or equal money, we're not going to give an extra 3 or 4 million, right, for no reason. So we'll be interested to see how this ends up turning out. Now, obviously, Joe came out today and said that he fully is confident that we're going to be able to keep T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and all the star players on this team. And if we are going to keep them, I don't know how he's going to structure the contract, because he's going to have to structure the contracts that we have the salary cap to keep those players. $262.5 million is a lot of money. And it's hard to keep your stars when you're making that much money for the quarterback, right? We're going to see that with the Ravens with Lamar Jackson. Now, they did just pay Odell Beckham, so yes, there is room to kind of, still pay other players. But look at the Browns when it comes to the Deshaun Watson contract. That destroyed them, and it's going to destroy them next year with negative $59 million. So definitely tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, though. But this is one more quarterback paid. The running backs, they're still going to be ticked off about this. Peace out.